I'm not exactly sure where in the Bible it says this, but once I read that our children are like arrows in a quiver. So it made me think about bow and arrows and kids. When I shoot a bow and arrow, I can point that arrow in any direction I want. I can shoot it to go anywhere I choose. I can aim at the target or the bushes, the sky, or the ground. So the kids, what do arrows have to do with kids? And what do kids have to do with abundance? What does any of this have to do with vacations? Are you ready? Here we go. Think of your children like arrows. If you don't have children, just keep reading and this will all make sense soon. It's important that I guide my children like I would an arrow. I need to point my children in the right direction, in the direction of the target. It's my job as a parent. So what's the target? Where am I supposed to point my children? The target is God's plan for them, not my plan, not what I did growing up, or what I am now as an adult, not following my footsteps, but following the path God planned. How do I know what God planned for them? Look at what they are naturally good at. Not what I am naturally good at. I need to pay attention to what they enjoy doing. Not what I enjoy doing or what I think they should enjoy doing, but what they like. What are they naturally curious about? What are they interested in? When KK was 3 years old, she took a Sharpie marker and drew the entire SpongeBob SquarePants cast on her bedroom wall. My immediate response could have been scolding her, and she never would have drawn or colored anything else ever again. Instead, and it was literally the Lord's work because I had just painted the wall a week before. Instead, I took the marker and drew a big box around her artwork. I told her it was amazing, because it was, but to only draw inside that box and nowhere else unless it was on paper. I started looking for art supplies and kids' art classes. A few months later, I took her to a doctor's appointment. While we waited, I gave her a pen and let her draw on the paper on the exam table. When the doctor walked in, she was in utter amazement at what KK had done. So much so, the staff had the paper hung on the wall. KK was only 3 years old. Later, she was featured on the cover of a local magazine for her work with sidewalk chalk. She was only 10 years old. She has since sold paintings and is trying new and creative ideas all the time. Seeing and finding her target was easy. Nugget took a little more work and a little more of my attention. I was used to a child that would sit and draw. Nugget never sat still. I started taking him outside more and more, longer and longer each day. It got to the point that we'd go outside immediately after breakfast and stay till lunch. He'd bathe, eat, nap, and go right back till dark. I never got everything done in the house like I needed to, but Nugget is the most interesting 9-year-old you'll meet, and not just because he's mine. He collects and sells old bottles and old cans on eBay, knows more about World War I and World War II than most high school history teachers, and knows how to survive in extreme outdoors. He's learning now how to run his own YouTube channel. Maybe soon I'll have a link to his page. Butterbean is 3 and likes to play with my belly button and catch frogs, so who knows where he'll end up. The point is that a parent should not limit normalcy. Don't put them in blocks and cage their spirit. Our job as parents is to see what they are naturally turning to their target. They will always gravitate to what God has planned for their lives. All we have to do is catch on to it and encourage and teach them. It's even more important to not discourage their natural talents. Otherwise, they'll veer off into the bushes, making it even harder to get to their target. Why is making it to the target so important? That's where they'll receive their perfect, godly abundance. This perfect abundance is more than money, power, or popularity. It is joy, peace, and hope. It is your child's ability to do exactly what God created them to do on this earth. Are you wondering what your target is? What you were created to do on this earth? Do you feel like maybe you landed off in the bushes somewhere and missed your target? Just like using a bow, you may need to go back before you can go flying forward to hit the target. Just like when an arrow is shot, it has to be pulled back. If you will allow God to pull you back, you will be able to go forward as He guides you straight to your target, straight to what He created you to do, straight to your perfect abundance. What did God plan for you before you were ever born? You were fearfully and wonderfully made, with a purpose, with a plan, with a target. So let's pull back and find out what your target is together. Follow me on Facebook for Perfect Abundance Part 2, Pulling the Arrow Back. It's coming soon.